Today we're going to cook Gnocchi Primavera, which basically means spring gnocchi. If you've got store-bought vegetables, they've got no taste, but you can always add spices. If you grow your own vegetables, you can make an excellent Gnocchi Primavera by just using what you've got. Now, in this part of the garden, we have squash and zucchini, so we will get a relatively young zucchini. Well, it's actually a big zucchini. We'll get a young one, this one over here. And we will get a squash. Squash you quite delight. Actually get a large squash. People normally like them small, but I find them much more productive large. Now obviously you need a little bit of spices, so we'll pull a garlic out of the ground. Well, fresh garlic. Beautiful. Now it's always good to have some basil or parsley. We're going to use basil for our thing. Basil is easy to grow. I like the actual things better than the leaves. So that'll be more than enough. Now never take more than you need. It's always good to have some spring onions. So we pull some straight out of the ground. You don't need many. Three's plenty. And next thing we want is carrots. We've got some. The tomatoes, unfortunately, are not ready for. The tomatoes are not ready for passata yet, but they'll be ready soon. Are an underrated vegetable. Very sweet. They add sweetness. You know, they don't look perfect, but they're very sweet and they taste very good. We don't need that many. One more. That's plenty. Okay. These are our ingredients fresh from the garden, which you were with us when we picked them. Now the first thing to cut up is we got carrots, onion, basil, garlic, zucchini, squash. This is passata, which is a fancy name for tomato sauce, just tomato and salt. These are gnocchi. You can buy them anywhere between $2 and $3 in shops in Australia. They're made out of water, potato and flour. So the first thing is we need to boil the carrots. So we'll prepare the carrots. Remember, these will be sweet. They've just been picked. You can see how juicy they are. See the juice. You need to boil these the longest, so I'll throw in the carrots first. I usually, with the boiling water, I put in a touch of olive oil, and a pinch of salt. This is the garlic we just picked. I planted this in March, so it's taken almost 6-7 months. So we'll use 2 cloves is plenty. Some people peel it, I don't. Just cut it up. Oh.
This is the base for the sauce. So we've got a fry pan up, a little bit of olive oil. Throw in our garlic. Of the onions, these are spring onions. We'll turn it right down. So we just leave them there for a while, and to taste we can add a little bit of chilli. You have to add the chilli. That's why it wasn't with the original ingredients, but it does give the sauce extra taste. I should have chilies in about 2 minutes. So just let it fry what it's worth. Next we are going to boil the zucchinis. Nice big pieces. I haven't put a lot of water in, it's mainly to steam them. And then last, we'll put in the squash. Pick your vegetables.
Okay.
Alright. We add the squash, which we just cut, into the pot. Add it all in. Now, as I said before, I want to boil it, but not. So we just let it boil. I'll turn this off now. And that's it. I'm going to add a little bit more water in. So we'll leave that for about 10 minutes. All right. Now, we'll talk about gnocchi while we're waiting. Gnocchi are made from flour, water and potato. You can make them yourself. It takes hours, or you can just buy them from any supermarket or any local shop. They're quite cheap in Australia, about $2.50 to $3. The trick with gnocchi is, and I'll show you when we boil them, is you boil the water first with salt and olive oil. It only takes about 4 minutes for them to cook, and they rise to the surface. So that's the important thing. So it's always better to get everything prepared first before you cook your gnocchi. Otherwise, your gnocchi will be too soft and gluggy. The vegetables are now ready, nice and soft. Turn off the gas. Here we go, strain. Look at that. Going to olive oil again. A bit more. Using the same pan. And we put in the chili, onions and garlic. And then we add the tomato sauce. These are cherry tomatoes, but you can get tomato. It's actually not tomato, it's passata. It's not a sauce, it's just basically tomatoes with a bit of... I'm going to simmer this on the back stove. Put the lid on. And on the front, we're going to boil the water for the gnocchi. Never put gnocchi in cold water. So I'm going to boil the water. Water, pinch of salt, and a little bit of olive oil. So the trick is, while your sauce is boiling, your vegetables are cooling, your water is heating up for the gnocchi. Your sauce is brilliant. Look at that. I'll put in a little bit more salt. Unfortunately, this isn't ready yet, but what we'll do now is we'll simmer this right, we'll put this down. And we'll add the vegetables. Yum. Look at that. Including the seeds from the squash. So stir it in nicely, not too hard because it'll all fall down, break up. Maybe put it up a bit more. Now we'll wait for this water to boil and then I'll show you what to do with the gnocchi. Over here you can see the sauce is ready, so I'm going to put this down to a simmer. Beautiful. Right, you can see they've come into the surface. Not all yet, but so see how they rise to the surface. They're ready. this in here. Look at that. Add the gnocchi. Stir it in. And then, last but not least, turn this back on again. Keep it warm. And last but not least, add your basil, your little, give it that extra taste. I just break it up like that. Just the taste it needs. And I tend to stir it in. Voila, it's ready. This is Gnocchi Primavera. You can use any vegetables you like, so if you do have a vegetable garden, now's the time to pick those vegetables and make your Gnocchi Primavera.